You've got this. I believe in you. But more importantly, start believing in yourself. Go. And when you go, don't look back. The past is done. It's a shadow that only has power if you keep staring at it. Turn around. Face forward. The road ahead is yours to carve. Every step you take is a brick you're laying in the foundation of something extraordinary. You're not just moving, you're building a life, a legacy, a you that the world can't ignore. But let's get real for a second. It's not going to be easy. Anyone who tells you change is a straight line is lying. It's a mess. It's a war. You'll stumble. You'll doubt. You'll wake up some days feeling like you're back at square one. And that's okay. The difference between the people who make it and the ones who don't isn't talent or luck. It's grit. It's getting up when you're bruised, when you're exhausted, when every fiber of you wants to quit. That's where the real power lives, not in the wins, but in the fight. You know what's wild? The moment you start fighting for yourself, the world shifts. People notice. Opportunities appear. Not because some cosmic force hands them to you, but because you've changed. Your energy changes. Your focus sharpens. You stop begging for a seat at the table and start building your own. That's what this is about, taking control. Owning your power. Refusing to let life happen to you. So let's talk about fear. That monster under your bed, that voice that whispers, what if you fail? Here's the truth. You will fail, not might will. And that's not a curse, it's a gift. Failure isn't the end. It's the forge where you get stronger. Every time you fall and get back up, you're proving something to yourself, to the doubters, to the universe. You're proving you're unstoppable. So stop running from failure. Chase it. Let it teach you. Let it fuel you. Picture this. A year from now, you're looking back at today. What do you want to see? Do you want to see the same old routine? The same excuses, the same regrets piling up like dust? Or do you want to see a warrior, someone who took a stand, who said enough is enough and started running toward their dreams? That's the choice in front of you. Not next month. Not next year. Today. And don't tell me you don't have time. We all get the same 24 hours. The question is, what are you doing with yours? Scrolling, waiting, wishing? Cut the noise. Strip it down. Focus on what matters. You don't need to overhaul everything at once. Just pick one thing. One spark. Fan it into a flame. Protect it. Let it grow. That's how you build a fire that no one can put out. Here's a challenge. For the next 30 days, commit. Commit to that one step you wrote down earlier. Do it every day. Doesn't matter if it's small, small wins stack up. They turn into habits. Habits turn into character. And character, that's what carries you when the hype fades. That's what makes you a force. 30 days. One choice. Start tonight. Not because I'm telling you to, but because you deserve it. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine waking up 6 months from now. You've stuck with it. You've pushed through the mud, the doubt, the late nights. You look in the mirror and you don't just see the same old you. You see someone who's fought for something. Someone who's proud. Someone who's alive. That's not a fantasy. That's a future you can claim. But it starts with a single stubborn, beautiful decision. I'm done waiting. This isn't about being perfect. It's about being relentless. It's about showing up when you're scared, when you're tired, when the odds are stacked against you. It's about looking life in the eye and saying, you don't get to break me. That's your power. That's your birthright. Don't let anyone, especially yourself, take it away. So here's my promise to you. If you start today, if you take that step, you won't be alone. I'm rooting for you. The people who love you are rooting for you. And somewhere deep down, the version of you that's waiting to break free is cheering louder than anyone. But you've got to meet them halfway. You've got to move. This is it. Your life isn't a rehearsal. It's not a rough draft. It's happening right now. Every breath is a chance. Every heartbeat is a call to rise. Don't sleep through it. Don't settle for it. Fight for it. You're not here to blend in. You're here to stand out. To burn bright. To change everything. So go. Right now. Take that pen. Take that step. Take that leap. The world's waiting. Your life's waiting. And you're ready. You've always been ready. Stop doubting it. Start doing it. This is your moment. Seize it. So go. Right now. Take that pen. Take that step. Take that leap. The world's waiting. Your life's waiting. And you're ready. You've always been ready. Stop doubting it. Start doing it. This is your moment. Seize it. But let's dig deeper. Why does this matter? Why should you care? Because you're not just fighting for a goal or a dream, you're fighting for you. The real you. The one buried under years of, I can't, I'm not ready. What will they think? That person deserves to breathe. That person deserves to live. And every time you choose to act, you're pulling them closer to the surface. You're setting them free. Think about it. How long have you been carrying the weight of what you haven't done? The ideas you've shelved, the risks you've dodged, the chances you've let slip. That weight doesn't just sit there, it grows. It festers. It turns into regret. And regret, that's the thief that steals more than time it steals your soul. Don't let it win. Not today. Not ever. You're not here to play small. You're not here to shrink into someone else's shadow. You've got a voice, a spark, a purpose that's yours alone. Maybe you don't know what it is yet, and that's fine. You don't need all the answers to start. You just need the courage to ask the question, what if I dared? What if you dared to believe you could? What if you dared to try? What if you dared to become the person you've always known you could be? Let's talk about the people around you. The ones who doubt you. The ones who roll their eyes or tell you to be realistic. They're not your enemy, they're your fuel. Every time someone says you can't, let it light a fire under you. Prove them wrong, not out of spite, but because you owe it to yourself. And here's the kicker. Some of them aren't even against you, they're just scared. Scared of their own limits. Don't let their fear become yours. Now, picture the flip side. The people who believe in you, the ones who see your potential even when you don't. Maybe it's a friend, a parent, a stranger who once said the right thing at the right time. They're not wrong about you. They see what you're capable of. Don't let them down. More importantly, don't let yourself down. You're not just carrying your dreams, you're carrying their faith in you. Make it worth it. Here's something else. This isn't just about you. Yeah, it starts with you, but it doesn't end there. When you rise, you lift others. When you break through, you show someone else it's possible. You become a spark that ignites a chain reaction. Imagine a world where your courage inspires someone you'll never even meet. That's the ripple effect of choosing to live boldly. That's the power you hold. So how do you keep going when it gets tough? Because it will. The high of starting fades. The doubts creep back. The obstacles pile up. Here's how. You anchor yourself. Find your why. Not the surface level, I want to be successful. Why dig deeper? Why does this matter to you? Is it freedom? Is it proving something? Is it leaving a mark? Whatever it is, hold it tight. Write it down. Scream it if you have to. That why is your compass when the storm hits. And when you're in that storm, don't wait for it to pass, move through it. Action beats despair every time. You don't need to feel strong to be strong. You don't need to feel ready to start. Feelings lie. Action doesn't. Take the step even when your knees shake. Make the call even when your voice cracks. Push forward even when you're scared to death. That's not weakness. That's raw, unfiltered strength. Let me give you a tool. Right now, close your eyes for 10 seconds. Picture yourself a year from now thriving. Not perfect, but thriving. What do you see? Where are you? Who's with you? How do you feel? Hold that image. Burn it into your mind. That's your North Star. Every time you waver, go back to it. Let it pull you forward. This is bigger than a speech. This is a call to arms. Your arms. Your fight. Your life. You're not a passenger. You're the driver. So grip the wheel. Floor it. The road's not always smooth, but it's yours. Every bump, every turn, every mile, it's shaping you into something unstoppable. One last thing. You're not alone in this. You've got me. You've got the millions out there who felt the same fear, the same hunger, the same fire. We're all in this messy, beautiful struggle together. But it starts with you. One choice, one step, one day at a time. So rise right now. Not because it's easy, but because it's worth it. Not because you're fearless, but because you're fierce. Not because the world's ready, but because you are. This is your life. Claim it. Fight for it. Live it. Go. So rise right now. Not because it's easy, but because it's worth it. Not because you're fearless, but because you're fierce. Not because the world's ready, but because you are. This is your life. Claim it. Fight for it. Live it. Go. But let's not kid ourselves. This isn't a one-time burst. This isn't a feel-good moment that fades when the screen goes dark. This is a revolution. A revolution in your mind, your habits, your soul. And revolutions don't happen overnight. They're built brick by brick, battle by battle. So how do you sustain it? How do you turn this fire into a blaze that never dies? First, stop chasing motivation. Motivation's a spark, it lights the match, but it won't keep you warm. What keeps you going is discipline. It's the unglamorous, gritty choice to show up when the excitement's gone, when the bed's calling, when the excuses are loud. Discipline isn't sexy, but it's the backbone of every dream that's ever come true. So build it. Start small. 5 push-ups when you don't feel like it. 1 page when you'd rather scroll. Those tiny wins, they're the roots of something massive. Second, guard your mind. You're surrounded by noises, opinions, negativity. It's a war for your attention, and if you're not careful, it'll hijack your focus. Cut the junk, unfollow the drama. Feed yourself what fuels you, books, ideas, people who lift you up. Your mind's a garden. Stop planting weeds and expecting flowers. What you consume shapes you. Choose wisely. Third, find your tribe. You don't win alone. You need people who get it, who push you, call you out, cheer you on, not the ones who drag you back to mediocrity. Seek out the dreamers, the doers, the ones who've got scars from their own battles. They'll remind you you're not crazy for wanting more. They'll hold the mirror when you forget who you are. And if you can't find them yet, be that person for someone else. The right ones will show up. Now, let's talk about time. You think you've got forever? You don't. None of us do. That's not morbid, it's liberating. Every tick of the clock is a reminder. This is finite. You're not promised tomorrow. So why waste today? Why give another hour to apathy? To fear? To someone else's script? This is your shot, not your dress rehearsal. Your shot. Act like it. Here's a story for you. There was a guy, let's call him Sam. Sam had a dream to start a business, but he waited. Waited for the right time, the right money, the right plan. Years passed, jobs came and went, the dream stayed a whisper. Then one day Sam got sick. Real sick. Doctors gave him months. And you know what he said? I wish I'd started. Not I wish I'd won. Not I wish I'd been perfect. Just I wish I'd started. Don't be Sam. Start. Let's flip that. Imagine another story you. A year from now, you're not just surviving, you're thriving. You took that first messy step. Then another. You fell, you got up, you kept going. You're not where you want to be yet, but you're miles from where you were. You're proud. You're alive. That's not a fairy tale. That's a future you can write. But the ink's drying, start writing. Here's a practical move. Every morning ask yourself one question. What's the one thing I can do today to move the needle? Not 10 things in. Do it before the day owns you. Before the emails, the chaos, the distractions. That's how you stack wins. That's how you build a life. Not just a to-do list. And when you hit a wall because you will then break, bend. Walls aren't the end, they're tests. Climb them, smash them. Find a way around. There's always a way. You're not fragile, you're forged for this. Every wall you face is a chance to prove it, so hit back. Hard. Let me leave you with this. You're not ordinary. You're not meant to fade into the background. You've got a pulse, a mind, a willism. The world's full of people sleepwalking through life. Not you. You're awake. You're here. You're ready to roar. So do it. Roar. Let the echo of your courage shake everything. This isn't the end of the speech. It's the beginning of your story. Not mine. Yours. I'm just the voice kicking the door open. You're the one who walks through. So walk. Run, fly, whatever it takes. The other side's waiting and it's yours for the taking. You've got one life, one chance, one you. Don't waste it. Don't shrink it. Don't apologize for it. Live it full out. No regrets. No holding back. Right now, go.